Welcome to another episode of Trucker Overhaul. In this section, we're going to go over section 2.4 of the CDL manual. So with that being said, I hope everybody enjoy the, the, the lesson, and let's get started. Now, this section here, we're going to talk about sin. And when I say sin, I mean sin like at a distance. So be able to see like, far away. So pretty much looking ahead. So said to be a safe driver, you need to know what's going on all around the vehicle. Not looking properly is a major cause of accidents. So you're driving down the road, you might not see that vehicle in your blind side vehicle on your blind side. So you might end up causing an accident, side swiping it. So pretty much be aware of that. Seeing ahead, all drivers look ahead, but many do not look far enough ahead. So this is what I'm saying about looking ahead. Make sure you see the obstacle before you get there, so that way you can start braking and preparing for it. So it is important for looking far enough ahead, because stopping and changing lanes can take a lot of distance. Knowing what the traffic is doing on all sides of you is important. You need to look well ahead to make sure that you have room to make these moves safely. So you want to make sure you have enough room where you could, whether you slowing down to change lanes, to pretty much just give yourself a way out, just in case, emergency, pop up and you need to change lanes as quick as possible. So this is saying how far to look ahead. You want to look at least 12 to 15 seconds ahead. That means looking ahead the distance you will travel in 12 to 15 seconds. At lower speeds, it's about 1 block. At highway speeds, it's about a quarter of a mile. So you want to make sure you have that in your head, how you want to, calculate your 12 to 15 seconds. So usually you'll pick a stationary object, and you'll count how long it takes for you to get to that stationary object. 1001, 1002, 1003, and just keep moving until you get to 1012, 1015. If you're not looking far enough ahead, you may have to stop quickly or make quick lane changes. So, like I said, you want to make sure that you look far enough ahead. Looking 12 to 15 seconds looking 12 to 15 seconds ahead does not mean not paying attention to things that are closer. So you want to pretty much start close to you and look out far. Good drivers shift their attention back and forth, near and far. Like I said, you want to start, close to your vehicle and start progressing, ahead of you. So this right here is a diagram showing, city driving, open highway. So you want to be able to look and make sure you can see obstacles ahead of you. Look for traffic. Look for vehicles coming onto the highway into your lane or turning. Watch for brake lights for slowing vehicles. With this, it mainly happens around construction, accidents, traffic jams. You want to look far enough ahead so you can start braking, so you can start slowing down, because it is harder to stop a truck than it is to stop a car. By seeing these things far enough ahead, you can change your speed or change lanes if necessary to avoid a problem. If traffic light has been green for a long time, it will probably change before you get there. Start slowing down and be ready to stop. So Once you reach, let's say, um, I would say where the turning lane start at, that's when you could, we call it what they call it. Shoot, I forgot what they call it. Um, it's it's more like okay, you could proceed. You could speed up now. Once you reach this area right here, you could speed up if the light remain green. That way, once you reach that area and the light changed yellow, for example, you know you need to start coming to a complete stop. But if it remain green, then it's okay for you to speed up. Hurry up, get past the light. It's just a measure that we use to know if we could beat the light or we need to start stopping. Seeing to the side and rear. It is important to know what is going on behind and to the side. Check your mirrors regularly. Check more often in special situations. So you want to check your mirrors at all times. You want to make sure nothing on side of you. You want to make sure nobody not about to run into the rear of you. You want to, you might see a cop car sitting right behind you with his lights on. So you want to check your mirrors as often as possible. Mirror adjustments. Mirror adjustments could be checked prior to the start of any trip and can only be checked accurately when the trailer are straight. All right, so you don't want to be in a curve. You don't want to be jackknife trying to adjust your mirrors. You should check and adjust each mirror to show some part of the vehicle. So you don't want to show the full trailer. You want to show maybe like the edge of the mirror. You want to see your trailer. This will give you a reference point to judging the position of other images. So there you have it. You want to have as much mirror that you could look out of and see any vehicles, obstacles, whatever's on side of you. So regular regular checks of your mirror to be aware of traffic, to check on your vehicle. You might have a car that's coming in, might be close to that line. You want to be aware of that. So you want to check your mirrors as often as possible. Check your mirrors for vehicles on either side and behind you. In an emergency, you may need to know whether you can make a quick lane change. You use your mirrors to spot overtaking vehicles. There are blind spots that your mirrors cannot show you. Check your mirrors regularly to know where other vehicles are around you and to see if they move into your blind spot. So sometimes you might have to lean forward and look out your windshield yourself. You can't always count on your mirrors because they got a blind spot right there that you need to make sure no one's on side of you. Check your vehicle. Check the mirrors to keep an eye on your tires. So you want to make sure you adjust your rear view mirrors to actually see your tires. So when you're making a turn, you could watch that curve, make sure you're not about to hit a curve, or you're not about to hit a pole. So you just want to keep an eye on your tires. It is one way to spot a tire fire. Okay, you want to make sure you want to be able to spot them. If you are carrying open cargo, you can use the mirrors to check it. It's for the flatbed drivers. You can look in your rearview mirror and see that that strap flapping in the wind. Look for loose straps, ropes, or chains. watch for a flapping or billowing tarp. You want to make sure that tarp not just, you know, flying in the wind. Seem to be having a problem here with the. Okay, we're back. Special situations. Special situations require more than regular mirror checks. These are lane changes, turns, merges, and tight maneuvers. Lane changes, check your mirrors to make sure no one is alongside you or about to pass you. So you want to check your mirrors on that. So as you know, mirrors is a major thing that you need to check. Dealing with lane changes. Before you change your lanes, make sure there's enough room. After you have signaled to check that no one has moved into your blind spot, right after you start the lane change to double check your path is clear. After you after you complete lane change, you just want to just constantly make sure you check your mirrors, make sure no one they creep on side of you. You want to make sure you prevent an accident. So in turns, check your mirrors to make sure the rear of your vehicle will not hit anything. When you merge in, use your mirrors to make sure the gap in traffic is large enough for you to enter safely. Tight maneuvering. Anytime you are driving in close quarters, check your mirrors often. Make sure you have enough clearance. Like I said, you want it, like mirrors are so important. Use mirrors correctly by checking them quickly and understanding what you see. When you use your mirrors while driving on the road, check quickly. Look back and forth between the mirrors and the road ahead. Do not focus on the mirrors for too long. Otherwise, you will travel quite a distance without knowing what is happening ahead. So you don't want to be at a dead stare on your mirrors. Many large vehicles have convex. We call them fisheye spots, bug eyes. That's the mirror that sit right up under the rear view mirror. That shows a wider area. So, you know, you check your rear view mirror, then you check your convex mirror. This is often helpful, but be aware that everything appears smaller in a convex mirror than it would if you were looking at it directly. Things also seem further away than they really are. It is important to realize this and allow for it. So we'll show you some convex mirror in the next slide so you can actually see. All right, this is your field of vision using a convex mirror. Notice your plane rear view mirror. That shows like the white section. The convex mirror shows further out. That's shown in a gray section. So that's why, you know, it's so important as a truck driver to use mirrors. Like that'll save you a lot of headache, a lot of frustration. Like mirrors is the most important thing. So so now you want to also communicate. You want to signal your attention. You want to let other drivers know what you're about to do. You about to turn. You about to about to do a change, lane change. You know, you just want to let other drivers know. Other drivers cannot know what you are going to do until you communicate your intention. Signaling what you intend to do is important for safety. here are some general rules for signaling. So, like I said, you want to let people know exactly what you're doing. So you're dealing with turns. There are 3 rules for using turn signals. These are the 3 rules. Signaling early, signaling well before you turn. It is the best way to keep others from trying to pass you. Well, as a truck driver, soon as you signal, that's when they come around. So, like I said, you still want to be on the lookout for them because you got to drive for them. Signal continuously. You need both hands on the wheel to turn safely. Do not cancel the signal until you have completed the turn. So you want to make sure you make that complete turn, straighten out, and then you'll cancel the signal. Do not forget to turn off your turn signal after you have turned if you do not have self-cancellation signaling. So always remember that. Put your turn signal on before changing lanes. Change lanes slowly and smoothly. A driver you did not see may have changed to honk his or her horn or avoid your vehicle. So, like I said, once you put your turn signal on, they have a habit of coming around you. They spend all that time driving behind you, but as soon as you try to get out their way and put on your turn signal, that's when they want to jump into the lane that you're trying to get into. So remember, we're dealing with unexperienced drivers. Slowing down. Warn drivers behind you when you need to slow down. A few light taps on the brake pedal, enough to flash the brake lights, should warn following drivers. Use the 4-way emergency flashes for times when you are driving very slowly or stop. Warn other drivers in any other following situations. So you could tap the brakes to let them know, hey, you slowing down. You use your 4-ways to let drivers behind you know, hey, it's emergency up here. I need to slow down. So it's just warning people so they won't run into the back of you. So that's what you want to avoid. Make sure nobody run ahead of you. Run into the back of you. So when trouble's ahead, the size of your vehicle may make it hard for drivers behind you to see the hazard ahead. That's why you're using your flashes. That's why you're using your brake lights. If you see a hazard that will require slowing down, warn the driver behind you by flashing your brake lights. So use those tools to make sure you warn drivers behind you so they won't run into the back of you. Tight turns, dealing with tight turns. Most car drivers do not know how slowly you have to go to make a tight turn in a large vehicle. Give drivers behind you warning by braking early and slowing gradually. So they don't know this. They don't know, okay, hey, this truck need to go 5 miles an hour to make this tight turn, to make sure he don't hit nothing, make sure he don't run into, a vehicle in front of him, anything. They don't know these things. Stopping on the road. Trucks and bus drivers sometimes stop in a roadway to unload cargo or passengers or to stop at a railroad crossing. Warn following drivers by flashing your brake lights. Do not stop suddenly. All right. Another way to warn them, put your hazards on, put your 4-way blinkers on. That'll let them know, hey, something going on. I need to, be aware, be cautious, slow down. I need to watch this vehicle. Driving slowly. Drivers often do not realize how fast they are catching up to a slow vehicle until they are very close. If you must drive slowly, alert following drivers by turning on your emergency flashers if it is legal. All right. Law requires the use of flashes different from one state to another. Check the law of the states where you will be driving. So with trucks, we have different times where we have to use the flashes. When we climbing a mountain, once we hit 20 miles under the speed limit, it's required for us to turn on our four-way flashes. Some states says once you hit 50 miles an hour, turn on your four-way flashes. So it just depends on, the state. Do not direct traffic. Some drivers try to help others by signaling when it's safe to pass. You should not do this. You could cause an accident. You could be blamed, and it costs you many thousands of dollars. So if you signaling somebody to come around you and you cause an accident, you are at fault. So don't do that. Avoid that at all costs. If they come around you on their own, then that's on them. But do not signal someone to come around you. This slide right here is something that happened while I was in Atlanta. Someone ran into the back of the truck. I have the video up on my YouTube channel, the whole the video. I tried to upload it on here, but it won't allow me to upload it on here, so it just gave me the screenshot of it. But that concludes this episode. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about this lesson. Hope it was, informative to you, and hope you learned something so you'll be better prepared with taking your TDL testing. And stay tuned for the next one. It'll be coming soon. So with that being said, everyone have a good day and tune in to the next one.